welcome to Reley's Careers Talks. My name is Foley Asamoah, and this is my host.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Fiuza.
And once again, we have a special guest today too. She's family, so so I'm very excited to bring her on too. And she's done a lot, in the law field as well as her side hustle as well too. And I'd like to introduce you to the show. So please, our guest, introduce yourself.
Hello. Well, thank you guys for having me. My name is Enyo Bledge. And do I just go ahead and get started with
Yeah,
what
you can talk about your business, as your professional life, as well as your business as well too. What you
Sure. So by profession, I'm an attorney and I work for the federal government. I won't say what agency because
keep that in the
we got
hush.
we want to keep our jobs just in case I say something that they don't agree with. But so I am also the founder of a platform called Noire. And the platform is dedicated to promoting, advocating, and highlighting issues and events and companies that are Black owned. So we are basically a platform that is geared towards positivity for Black women. And we're all about just promoting and supporting women in various industries and just kind of being a place for them to share ideas, offer resources, support, but also just highlight like all the amazing things that we as Black women are doing in so many different sectors. So
yeah, I really appreciate that too. And we'll talk a little bit about that later, but I want to go back in the day. How back
get it started.
So what inspired you to become a lawyer and get into the field of law?
Sure. I guess I've always been noted as very not confrontational, but like I would always like to argue points, with family members, like, well, no, you're wrong. This isn't, this isn't it. And, just it kind of started really as like a joke, growing up, like, oh, well, you're always very opinionated and you should go to law school. And after college, I went to UMBC.
I went to UMBC too.
Oh, you did?
Yes. UMBC.
So I kind of, when I finished, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but I had done a legal policy minor, which kind of segued me into familiarizing myself with what the law is. And so from there, I decided to take the LSATs, did pretty well on it, and, went off to law school. So it wasn't really, I think it was just kind of knowing that I enjoyed history. I enjoyed learning, US history, and I didn't, not so much like a passion for advocacy, but just, wanting to see change happen in certain ways within our communities. And, it just, that kind of segued and led me to do, law. So, yeah.
Okay. So how long have you been practicing law?
Oh, wow. Woo. I've been in the legal field since 2009. So what is that, like 11?
1910,
11 years.
11 years, yeah. So it's been a minute. And yeah, so I actually came in right around the time, I don't know if you guys are, probably younger than me, but you were aware of like the market crash in 07. So
you know me since I was a baby, so
exactly. Yeah, let's do that introduction. I've literally known Foley since he was like born.
I know.
Yeah, like our families are very close.
We had some embarrassing stories
his mama's womb.
Yeah. I know. Did you hear what she said?
Wait, what did you say?
I was like, do you have an embarrassing stories for us?
Well, I actually don't. I feel like he was really like
being nice, and it's okay. I think did you bribe Foley on the side?
I
a little something. No, but he's always been such a sweet, one of my sweet cousins, like super sweet, very nice. Always there to support the family.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he'll come around for like events that we're doing and just super supportive. So just an awesome person all around.
Thank you. I thought you were joking the one time when I burned my parents' house.
That might have happened. Yeah, that might have been something that he did though.
So, did you know specifically of what law you're going to be practicing, like litigation, criminal?
Yes. So when I finished law school, I really wasn't sure what area of law I would get into. I think initially I wanted to get into immigration, just because, I come from a family of immigrants. Like we immigrated here from Ghana. And so that just seemed like the natural course for me was to do something that kind of touched with my community and the community that I knew. But again, when I came out of law school was such a difficult time in the market, and it was super it was such a challenge to find a legal profession that was willing to pay and not say, oh, well, we can hire you, in an externship capacity while you don't work and, get free labor. Yeah. And I was like, no, I have law school loans to pay off, so that's not going to work. So I actually started my career just by chance at the Justice Department. U.S. Department of Justice for the Tort Claims Division. Okay. Tort section, really. And that was like the beginning of, really getting my feet wet into the legal profession as it pertained to the government sector and administrative law. And so, I was there for about 5 years. Didn't actually have to litigate in person, which was, one of the things that people are like, oh my gosh, like litigation is actually, it's super time consuming. It's very, it's grunt work, like, to prepare a case for trial. And the thing about it is majority of cases actually don't go to trial. So you do a lot of the preparation work for the eventuality of if it gets to trial, which most cases don't. So I actually didn't have to litigate, but I did a lot of motions writing, a lot of depositions, like taking depositions before trial and just preparing my case. But my
suits made it look like fun.
Yeah. No, suits made it's fun, but it's such grunt work. Like you have to be ready to like dedicate a lot of your time if you want to be in the legal profession and litigate cases. Like it's just. And I mean, if you have the stomach for that, and for me, I think once I really started to get my feet wet in the profession, as a trial attorney, I had my first son, and just the time dedication to do that for me was just so difficult. And I had to make that life decision. Like, do I want to, be in a profession or a job where I'm on the road traveling, going to depositions, cross country? Because one of the cases that I was lead on was out in Utah. And so I would have to be out there. Yeah. And I was just, so you balance that with like a newborn child. Family, and it was just, with, all the family commitments. Exactly. And so, I had to pivot and find something that I would allow me that work-life balance, which I was looking for. And that led me to my current job now.
Okay, nice. So
still with the federal agency, but
yeah.
So my next question for you is, so I know you've been doing law and you started Belle Noire. So can you talk about that whole experience?
Sure. Sorry.
It's okay. I'll just re-ask the question just for
absolutely
recording
Thank
sake.
You.
So that's really great that you've like really had this 11 years career in law. So when did you think about doing Belle Noire? Like, how did that even come about? Like,
yes.
Why? I mean, not like why, but like why?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna give like the short answer version, but so basically, Belle Noire was birthed about 2 years ago, and it happened that I was watching, or actually, I think I was scrolling through Instagram and found out that a very notable entertainer in the US, female entertainer, went to Nigeria and was promoting skin bleaching cream, which sold out in like seconds, once it got launched there. And it was just, when I found that out, it was just so heartbreaking for me, honestly. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is, we are, we are melanin, we are Africa, like this is who we are, our skin, our, we are so wonderfully made. Like how can it be that someone can go home and sell a product that's intended to dilute what God has naturally given us, as our beauty, And from that, I was talking with a group of my girlfriends, and I said, I want to create a platform that celebrates Black women, that celebrates our hair texture, our skin tones, like the beauty of who we are, and highlight the things that are positive about Black women. It initially started out, kind of just focused more on like celebrating Black skin, our melanin. But after a while, I kind of, wanted to do more with the platform and kind of really fully celebrate us as Black women, but also highlight issues that were important to us. Things that we wanted to see change, social, injustices that were occurring that we were feeling firsthand. And so I kind of rebranded and created the platform in such a way that I was including more of a celebration of us as Black women, but also touching on issues that were important to us. For instance, like maternal health and wellness. So like a lot of Black women, we hear these stories of Black women that are dying during childbirth. And I wanted to have somebody come on and kind of talk us through what we can do as Black women that are pregnant to, be our best advocates when we are in, through the entire birthing process, right? And so like we've had a discussion on that. We've had a discussion on like generational wealth building for Black women, because we are like the benchmark of, the Black family. If a woman is right financially, everything goes right.
That's true.
So it's like a trickle down effect. And so we've had discussions on that, and just like self-love, just a general self-love of Black women, just sending out messages and posts that are encouraging of Black women, whether you're a student, a mother, an entrepreneur, whatever it is that you're doing, to have a platform that celebrates you and encourages you to continue to be the best you possible. So
yeah,
I know that was like a long answer. I was like, I'll give you a
it's
short
good.
answer.
It was like
a good
it was
answer.
good. Captain Picard would have been pleased. But but one thing for me with Bella Noire that I love too is the positivity as well too. A lot of days we see a lot of social media. To me, it seems so negative and doesn't show the good side of of melanin people, Black people in general.
Absolutely.
So what Bella Noire reach out to me is just the positivity, and also you guys highlight everybody from the diaspora, Africans, African Americans, Caribbeans. It's just people with melanated, the sons and daughters of Africa. I mean, daughters of Africa, but
yeah. I mean, we love the sons too, but
sons too. And it shows the positivity as well too, and then the advocacy of especially with the police shootings and the stuff that's going on with the racism that's going on, that's affecting not just Black women. Also, you guys highlight, because some of these people are your sons, your brothers. So you highlight that as well too. And one thing I really appreciate that you don't segregate, you bring everybody from the diaspora and highlight the positive too. And we need more platforms like that too.
Thank you.
So,
it's so nice to hear that. I think for us, it's been really important to connect to our roots back home, right? Because and Yvonne is one of the other curators that assists in helping me, like, with the post and just get a storyline going and have our Nexus Noire discussion series. And it's always been important to us to let it be known that we are, daughters of Africa first and foremost. Like we cannot separate our Blackness from Africa. Like it's just one and the same for us. And so it's always important for us to just highlight positive news that's coming out of Africa as it pertains to Black women, whether it's like, Tanzania just swearing in their first female president. Like that's something that we want to celebrate and highlight because it's absolutely, amazing. And other younger Black women will see that and say, oh, wow, like this is something that's possible, you know, or highlighting a pharmacist or a doctor on our posts, and somebody who's in med school or in undergrad or in high school seeing that and say, hey, look, that's a doctor that looks like me. That's, you know, a pharmacist or an entrepreneur that looks like me. That means they can do it. I can do it, you know, and just being that source of like positive news and positive information to encourage other women, Black women to, you know, go for it. Like whatever you want to do, like just go for it.
Exactly.
So.
Also, you mentioned about your series, the Belle Noire series too. Can you talk a little bit about that as well?
Sure. So I think I touched a little bit about that, but so we have, in connection to the platform Belle Noire, we have a Nexus Noire talk series where we invite an expert in a particular field to talk about an issue that's important to us as Black women. And I think I gave the example of the maternal health and wellness, where we had a doula and a nurse come on and just kind of talk about what we as Black women could do to be more aware of our role, our actual role, and what we can do to better protect ourselves, you know, as pregnant women.
Wow.
Right, because I mean, it's really important. Sometimes just knowing that you are your best advocate. Like you need to speak up if you're experiencing pain in a certain way, and you know that it's something that feels abnormal to you. A lot of times, like, you know, women will just be like, well, you know, we'll let it pass. Or or when you go to the doctor, we're not as, what's the word I'm looking for? We're not so much aggressive, but we're not as steadfast with saying, no, I really feel this, and I think something could be wrong, and just being our best advocate. And so we learned ways in which we could do that. We learned the importance of having doulas, and not having it be associated with being bougie. Like, no, this is someone who's there to really be a secondary advocate for you throughout the entire process, from the time of birth to labor, right? To be there and to speak for you when you might not be in the best mental state to speak for yourself, right? But then also just to be there to encourage you and to support you, and help you throughout the entire process. So we provided information for where you could find a doula in your area and things like that. So we kind of have these talk series as a way to further connect with our audience, but also have experts provide their expert information and knowledge and insight and experience to help our followers. I think the other one that we did that people really liked was on financial independence and wealth growth, in the Black community, because I know we're not all coming into this on the same footing. Like Black people, we all know, we have obstacles set against us from the very start. So even trying to get a loan, even trying to, the what's it called? The student loan process is just, it's saddled with so many hoops for us versus other, minorities, that it makes it so much more difficult. The interest rates are, for us compared to other people, so all of these things, we want to talk about it and not shy away from it, but provide a platform where we're, we as Black women and Black men as well. We always encourage our Black men to come on and talk with us. We can uplift and learn and, be better individuals just in general. So.
Yeah, that's good. So what if someone really wanted to watch your talk series? Are they on the web, on your IG, or you guys have a separate website?
Yes.
Where can they go?
Sure. So currently we have it. If you go to the highlights section of our Instagram page, we've saved all the prior Nexus Noire talk series there, so you can access it there. Okay. We're hoping, if all goes well, we're going to launch a website also and kind of have more of an off Instagram place where you can access this information and additional resources for any discussion series and topics that we talk about. Okay. So
That's
Okay,
good.
cool. So what advice would you give to someone that's trying to get into law or also starting to start their own business as well too?
Don't. Tech, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
See, I was gonna say something, but you said you beat me to it out.
Saving us from.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do the two. So with law, I would say to really do your research, because, you know, assuming things are going to go the way that they are in terms of the cost of, you know, graduate school programs, you really want to make sure that it's something that you want to get into. I think if I were to look back at myself back then, that's something that I would have told myself, like, although I love the profession and I love the fact that I have this degree, if there were other ways for me to do what I'm doing now without incurring so much debt, student loan debt, I probably would have done it differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's several ways in terms of maybe finding a company that would sponsor paying for your graduate program, or, you know what I mean? Just other ways in which you can fund it. But it's a wonderful profession. It is a wonderful profession. It's a calling for individuals who want to be of service in some way. Granted, there are, you know, attorneys that are making 6-7 figures working for like top corporate law firms, fine. But I think we all kind of go into it with that altruistic idea of wanting to be of service. At least for me, I did like to go in there to be of service and help in some way. And that is something that you enjoy doing, especially now in this season where we need advocates for social justice and social reform. You know, that's something that is lacking. And of course, we know the percentage of minorities, particularly Black women in law, in the medical field, and so, these other professions is so low. We do want to see people like us in those places. So in that vein, I would say, yes, this is something that it would be good for us, our community, to have more people that look like us in those places, because that's when we see us there, that's when change happens, right? Like if we can't change a certain situation from being on the outside, we have to be on the inside. We have to have our people on the inside in order for there to be change. So yes, when it comes to any sort of a business venture, same thing, I would say. I think my takeaway or advice is to just start, you know, whatever it is that you're doing, take that step and start. The hardest part is just even starting, right? Because I think, I'm trying to remember who said it. I can't remember exactly who said it, but like, everybody has great ideas. Literally, everybody has great ideas at one time in their life, amazing ideas. The difference are the people who start or make a move with that idea. I think that's what separates, like, not the winners versus the losers, but the people who are actually making a change are the people who actually start. So whatever it is that you want to do, if it's, you know, furthering your education or setting up your own business, whatever it is, just take that step and start, you know, and don't expect success overnight. Sometimes it's a slow and, you know, grueling process. You'll be at it and you might not get, you know, a lot of sales, or you might not get a lot of followers, or whatever the case may be, but keep at it, you know, especially if it's something that you are passionate about and this is your vision and your dream. Keep at it. Don't let people's negative talk about what you're doing influence your decision and what you decide to do, is what I would also say. So
okay.
I know I talk a lot.
No, it's okay. This is good.
It's okay.
This is
really
good.
It's like, we like to hear from our guests, because basically you're kind of telling your story and inspiring others. So this is kind of like our way of really listening to you guys and really hearing what you have to say. In that vein of asking about how can someone get started, I kind of also want to ask you about some of the challenges you experience. You mentioned about in your law school about getting these loans. accruing so much loans,
right,
rather.
student loan debt.
Yes, that debt, that mighty debt.
Yeah.
But what are some other challenges within your business, starting Bella Noire, or even in your career that you experience that you'd like to
Right.
let people know about, but yeah, and give them advice on like how to overcome. Yes, thank you. Overcome
Sure.
those challenges.
Sure. So in my legal profession, I would say one of the things that was challenging for me, and I think I should have done maybe a bit more, was just building that network. Because a lot of times how you move up is from networking. I kind of jumped on that late. So actually my current job was through a friend who is working in that agency, putting me on like, hey, they're about to list this job on, USA Jobs, jump on it. But like, if you don't know, you don't know. So yes, one of the biggest things I would say is network. If you, it's never too late. If there's somebody in a field that you want to grow in, that you want to be in, kind of get to know that person, take them out for coffee, sit down, pick their brain a little bit, and keep in contact with them, be consistent with that relationship. As for Bella Noire, I think one of the hiccups for me, it's just being able to balance, not so much hiccups, but like something that I'm learning and growing as is just kind of balancing my work, Bella Noire, and then my family responsibilities, and finding, because they're all very important to me, and I have to succeed in all of them. And it's just really learning how to time manage. And Netflix is cool and all, but like, okay, I gotta make posts for tomorrow. I gotta get free content. I gotta, you know what I mean? Like just being intentional with your time.
That HBO Max be addictive though.
Look, DeLorean came on
I know.
Disney.
Sure, I was like, man, gotta put this down.
You look, I'm like, okay, can I be serious here and stop watching Mandalorian and on Disney Plus for like,
it is.
It's a mess. But yeah, just I would say just be intentional with your time. If you know that this is something that you want to see grow, you're going to have to invest the time in it, right? So just make sure that you are cultivating that time out to dedicate specifically to that business or whatever it is that you're doing. Like you're just dedicating that time to do that and do it well, I think one thing that for me personally, I don't want to do is to come into this and do like a shoddy job and be so like haphazard about it. Like if I'm gonna do it, I want to do it and have it be done well. Do your research in whatever area it is that that you want to build your business in. Do the research, see what other people are doing, what you want to do to not separate yourself, but like to stand out and be unique, because no business is so novel, right? Like it's just maybe somebody tweaked something here and there, but that tweak, it depends on that tweak can make the difference between, oh my gosh, like this is a whole new product. Meanwhile, it really isn't. So just kind of sit down and figure out what you want to do to stand out and make your brand different in a way that's good,
So what's next for Enyo and Bella Noire? Like, what's the the next step? What y'all coming?
Well, we haven't told you guys yet, but we would love to have you guys on our next Nexus Noire series. Yes, we do. We want to get you guys on because I think that's information. That's information that we desperately need.
I'm sorry, can't make it. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I will make it.
We can know.
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't even asking Foley. I was asking Rebecca. So
I see how it is.
It's okay. It's okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, that would be great.
But I think it's basically for us, we are continuing to just build the brand to become more visible. We're hoping to launch our website and just kind of get our footing on consistency with the information that we're sharing with the Nexus Noire series, and just promoting more businesses that we support. I don't know if I mentioned this, but a lot of what we also do is to promote startup, not so much startup, but businesses that are like small owned businesses, Black owned small businesses. And we want to be more intentional about who we're promoting and putting out there, and just making sure that they align with our core beliefs and where we see Bella Noire going in the future. So for, you know, website, hopefully merchandise, hopefully continuing to just grow the brand and get more people to know about what we do, and hopefully do something more in person once outside opens up. You know, we want to do more in-person events where we can sit down and just, you know, have some tables out where people are presenting their merchandise, their brand, whatever it is that they do, but also like a round table to sit down and talk and get ideas from one another. And, you know, kind of, we're all growing, we're all learning together. So that's the hope for the future.
I like it. I really like it.
Me too. It's exciting.
So before we end, we really want you to mention your Bella Noire again. How can people contact you? We are going to have your information below, right below. But
perfect.
Wanted to tell the audience.
Sure.
Like,
so right now we are on Instagram at Bella Noire, BELLANOIRE 1. So at Bella Noire 1 on Instagram. You can DM us if you are an entrepreneur and you want to be featured, you want to have your brand or your product featured, or if you know somebody that you think needs to be highlighted on our platform because they're doing something amazing in their community, reach out to us. You can also email us at info@bellanoire.org. And we're also on Facebook. We just launched very recently at Bella Noire 1 on Facebook as well. So you can reach out to us there. And we are looking forward to just growing and, you know, getting to meet more people and cultivating this relationships. So
I have one more question. How did you come up with the name Bella Noire?
So I used to dance with I don't dance anymore, but you know, when the music comes on, we're like, hey. So I was in part of my African Student Association at UMBC. We had a dance group called Les Belles d'Afrique. And so we would go all over the place to different schools and perform. And when we graduated, we kind of kept that going. And so when deciding the name of Bella Noire, Bella meaning woman, Noire meaning black, brown, black, it just made sense for me to kind of join the two, a word that I was already familiar with, you know, from dancing. So Black beauty and Black woman, you know, and so that's how it kind of became.
That's really
Thank
nice.
you. I always want to know that. I was like, damn, where'd she get that from?
Where'd she get that from?
But Angel, thank you so much.
Thank you,
this interview was very informative, and you know, my people call your people, set up the interview with us.
You know, we're about to do it. Nexus Noire style.
But thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. Too. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah,
thank
no problem.
you.
Take care.
All right, take care.
All right, bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. So that wraps up this episode of Reley Career Talk. We had an awesome guest, Enio.
Yes.
Bella Noire 1. So follow them on Instagram.
And also you can follow us on Instagram at Reley's Career Services LLC. At, of course, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. And also you can go to our website at www.releyscareerservices.com. And also we do, you know, resumes, cover letters, mock interviews,
career services,
as well as networking tips as well too. As you could notice, as she mentioned earlier about the networking aspect. So I guess this completes our latest episode.
Yes. One last thing before we end. If you want to hear anything else, have us talk to certain people doing different variety of things in their careers, let us know. Any topics you want us to discuss, let us know. Make a comment below, and we'll be happy enough to make that happen. So, like Foley said, peace.
Peace.